once again, hello from me. My name is Milica and I'm a marketing manager at Fiscal Solutions. And why is this Fiscal Talk so special? Besides that, this is one live event. Today, our guest speaker will be Darko Pavic. And he's actually CEO of Fiscal Solutions and project owner of Ape School. And I guess that you already heard about Ape School, our huge project that is developing every single day. Darko is actually here to answer some questions that often came up to him from our clients, partners, and of course, employees. And that is why Web3. Today we will cover that Web3 topic and actually give probably some insights of why Fiscal Solutions is investing in it. Do we see some use in the future and so on? Darko, hello. So please give us a few words about yourself.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you again and nice to be here again. And Milica, thank you for inviting me to this spontaneous session. I'm Darko. I'm owner of the company Fiscal Solutions, one of the owners, actually. We have three of them. And by the way, all those three owners are almost 20 years in the company, since early beginning. So we established the company and we are still in the company. So this means we are working with passion. We love what we are doing. Otherwise, we would not be here anymore, not for 20 years, for sure. And I can tell you, we love the innovations and we love everything what is related to technology and retail. And I'm very happy today to be here to be able to explain why actually Web3. And if I'm talking about Web3, actually, I'm talking about the technologies behind. I'm talking about business concepts behind, opportunities, new ideas, innovations, and all those things which are really, really beautiful and which can help all of us to improve our lives at the end. During this session, I would be really glad to be able to answer the question, why is actually the traditional company like we are, and we are a traditional IT company, why we are doing so much and investing so many efforts in the Web3 space and related technologies. There must be something, and I will explain you today why we are doing that.
Okay, thank you so much. I must add that we have a lot of internal meetings, especially to talk about the Ape School and the whole project. And I must say this is not really easy. This is not really easy, especially when we have to bring that topic closer to our clients, which are retailers. Actually, our retailers and clients that we work with are huge international systems. So I think that is really tough for them to understand and to understand and bring that topic closer to that system and establish business concepts, right? So definitely there is a huge, actually a huge amount of questions that you receive daily, I guess.
Let's start maybe with the beginning, because you mentioned this a little bit. If you're talking about fiscalization, you are talking mostly about very traditional systems. So you're talking about the laws. They are changing, but not that heavily like the technology itself. They are not innovative usually. They are just, they want to ensure that the taxpayer is paying the taxes. This is the major target of the fiscal laws. And the companies which are implementing the solution around that have to follow that. So if the certain law is in a certain country like that, we are implementing solution for that country. And now we are stepping out of that frame and starting something totally new. And if you see that, it's a Web3, it's not related actually at all, would be the first impression if you see it. It's not related with the fiscalization at all, because there is no law which is telling the retailer, if you are doing something in the Web3, you have to do it like this or like that. So this means I totally understand all concerns which our business partners and our retailers had as we started these huge investments. Some of them still have that, of course, and that's why this session. But many of them already asked us, and we were able to explain them. And after this session, I'm sure that you will be also, that it will be very clear why we are doing that. So yes, the retailers are asking us. Yes, our business partner are asking us why we are doing that and how is the fiscalization related to Web3.
And are we going to give up on fiscalization? But no, we won't. And
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. You will hear more about it later. But before I start with my prepared questions, I actually have one question for you to tell us more about it. So I would love to know, and I guess everyone who is watching right now or who will watch later, how did you decide to put yourself and your huge efforts in Web3 space? Because
very good question.
Yeah, I would love to know that, especially you.
As we started the company, Fiscal Solution, there were 3 person, actually, only 3 person, and these are the founders. These are our 3 founders today. We used to work and to do everything. This means Borislava, she's financial guru in our company. She did the installations of the fiscal printer. She has even the certificate as a fiscal service technician lady, not a guy. So
Great.
This means the strategy from the beginning was always that the management of the company has to understand the topic. I cannot lead the people. I cannot decide about the strategies if I don't understand it by myself. You don't need to go in all the details. You don't need to have maybe the bits and bytes of the solutions and technologies. Of course, it's not possible because the subject is that huge, but you should understand it very good. So I was not able to decide anything about any decision in the company if I wouldn't understand it. And that's why I decided to step in. I decided to try everything by myself, to buy the NFTs, to invest in cryptocurrency, to try to implement the collection by myself, to try to organize everything by myself, to find the people which would join the team, to understand the skills, to understand the values, to become the part of the community in order to understand it. Only if you have this understanding, you can make the decision if this is something for you or not. Our decision could be also, no, it's nothing for us, forget it, we will continue what we are doing, and that's it. But then this decision is based on the knowledge and on the experiences that you have by yourself. That was the reason why I stepped in. But by the way, I love these topics as well. So it's not just in order to make the decision. I really love the challenges. I love the innovations. I love to be creative by myself. And this, it's new. And if something is new, you have lots of space to be very creative. And by the way, retailers love that as well, because retailers always searching for the new opportunities to increase the sales, to attract the new customers, to engage the customers, to create better relationship to customer, and so on. So this means that our customer needs the creativity as well. And the best way is always to start by yourself.
Yes, and always when we talk about that Web3 space and retailers, how should they go there and so on, we always mention pressure. We always mention that they feel the pressure that they have to do something, and they aren't even sure what they have to do, but they just see something is happening and they want to lead the market. They want to be the first ones in everything to get the market share, right? So I wanted to ask you, did you feel the pressure or you didn't?
I didn't feel the pressure, to be honest. Why?
Okay.
Because we are very early, and there is almost no companies, or very small amount of the companies, which is active in that space. And if we focus on the tax related stuff like fiscalization, then there are even less companies. So this means I didn't feel the pressure that I have to do something because the competition is maybe doing something, or maybe the retailers are pressuring us. Not really so, but I understood something else. I understood the cycles of innovation. And this kind of cycles of innovation, they are pressuring the IT companies to do something. You know how it's happening always. First, you have the idea. Somebody in the market, somewhere in the world has an idea. And then if this idea is good, and if somebody thinks he can make money out of that, the hype is created. So everybody wants to do that. It's a great idea, but nobody actually knows what is the point at the end and what is the right strategy. But there is a huge hype, and everybody wants to do something. And then the first companies are doing something and creating even some profits by that. And this is even increasing the hype, This is perfect, and everything is great in that moment. But after that, the point is coming if that ideas are really becoming mainstream or not. If those ideas are really bringing the values, if this hype is really based on the value which is created, then it's getting the real useful technology, and then the companies are really following that path, let's say. So I recognize the idea, and I recognize that the hype is already created, and now it's like a gambling. Now it's like a gambling. If this hype will be really something strong, well-based, and with real value, then we will win. If not, then it was just investment in the future, and that's it. But now let me tell you why it's not just like that gambling. In the moment, the retailers are doing lots of things in the Web3 space. They are investing, they are running the projects and whatever. At least they are testing. They are part of the hype. And now, what do you think? Are the governments which are creating the fiscal laws and all these kind of things? Do you think they will be just the audience? They will just watch what's happening and they will not ask for taxes? No way.
No,
they have to ask. They have to regulate this space, and they have to ask the retailers, you are making money in the Web3 space? Okay, I want my part. I want my taxes. And if this happened, and I'm sure it will happen, then we have the fiscalization in Web3 space.
Yeah, definitely. And I can add that there is like a lot of new conferences that are made, right? Just for that topic, Web3 space, introduction in Web3 space. There is a lot of companies that actually are attending these conferences. So definitely that is one of the many sides that are showing us that something is really, really happening there. Okay, I wanted to ask you, because you are over a year in this topic right now, how do you see it? Is there more in that Web3 space? Are there more individuals or legal entities?
This is very good questions. So in the moment, the people are running in the Web3 space, but not because they think it's a great business opportunity. They see the chance to get rich very fast. This is, this is what is creating around the space, around the world. So if you invest in cryptocurrency, if you invest in NFTs, you can triple your investment in 5 days. And unfortunately, this is the biggest driver in the moment for the usage of the Web3 space. This is good and bad. It's good because it's creating the attraction and there are lots of people going into the space. It's bad because it's creating, let's say, the how to say it, the pressure, maybe is the best word, on the companies which are in the space to follow that. If I'm not able to provide this kind of things to the users which are in the Web3 space, I'm not a good company, users are not looking at me. This means if the retailer are getting or giving the rewards to those guys which wants to get rich in 5 minutes, and those rewards are small, the people in Web3 will simply not look at those retailers. The expectations are very high. Very high. So this means positive and negative. So the majority of the people, back to your question, majority of the users in Web3 space are private persons. Unfortunately, there are not that many companies, means legal entities, but now slowly they are entering the space. And I can see that the most of the companies which are entering the space are either creators, means the companies which are creating the solutions around Web3, or retailers, which are trying to attract the new customers, to create the customer loyalty concepts, let's say, create the new products in own product portfolio and so on.
Okay, but we have to say, if I'm not wrong, that there are actually some legal entities, retailers, and companies such Adidas and Carrefour. They already have bought a land in the metaverse. We've said that a lot of times. We are actually neighbors there. They actually pushed us to go there to buy that land. So I guess that they actually pushed a lot of other companies to go there.
Yes. You know, these companies are really like giants. What these guys are doing, everybody else is looking at those companies and following them. Same things are doing, we are doing. So if we see that our customers are starting and doing some projects in metaverse, in Web3 space in general, in NFTs and so on, we have at least to think what will happen with us in the following years, let's say, and what will happen if those customers decide to focus, let's say, 80% only on the metaverse. Maybe they will close all the stores and there will be no fiscal printer anymore. They will just run the metaverse stores. What shall the companies like we do in that moment? If I'm focused just on the fiscal printer and fiscal printer is dying because the retailers are moving into a metaverse, this means if I'm just repairing the printer, I will die as well. So I have at least to question myself and to question the strategy, if it's a good one, and it's not depending on me if I like that or not. It's depending on the end users. Our end users means retailers, if they are going that direction or not. If they are going into the metaverse, I have to follow.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why we bought the land in Sandbox. If Carrefour is there, if Adidas is there, if, I don't know, many other companies are there, it seems that something is happening over there.
Can I add something? There are companies that actually haven't bought a land in the metaverse, but they did something else. Nike, they created Nike Land, right? They actually brought the metaverse to their brick and mortar stores.
This is the first they created the store in the metaverse, and then they are trying to attract the people from the real environment, from the physical world, to go into the metaverse. And that's why they are putting the certain technologies in the stores to attract the people who use the metaverse store.
So like the stores are full of some interesting games and so on.
Right.
Like you can be and play that game, and on the game you can see yourself on that screen and something like that, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's really interesting. I hope that I will have some opportunity to see that in person.
But you know what is the problem? I went to New York, I think a couple of months ago in June or something. I think it was May or June or something like that. And I wanted to visit that Nike store, which is quite famous because they installed this kind of metaverse, let's say, inside. But unfortunately, as I was there, I found the store, but this store was just pop-up store, at least this part of the store. So this means they install it, they had this installation for several weeks and they remove it. It's a not permanent installation, unfortunately. So I hope they will install it more and then we can visit it, because it was really nice. It was really good technology.
Actually, I think that will definitely happen, and that will be permanent, because when we were on Eurosys together in Düsseldorf, we saw a lot of innovations, and there we find out some company, Ameria, that's their name, and they actually have that. They have that screens with games and so on, and they are working on bringing closer Web3 space to not just individual, but legal entities.
Okay.